Good morning, afternoon, and evening to each and every one of us, especially to you, Mr. Brian Olabia. We are the Group 5 and we will discuss about the Educational Decree of 1863. First, let's introduce the members of Group 5. First is Miss Resame T. La Peña. Second is Miss Samantha Calatero. Third is me, Mr. Ken Clarence Elias. Fourth, Miss Danica Tamayo. Fifth is Mr. James Brian Bergonio. Sixth is Miss Egeline Bungao. And seventh will be Miss Alshena Taneo. So, let's talk about the Educational Decree of 1863. So, the Educational Decree of 1863 was an effort by Spain to reform the Philippine colonial education system. So, ang Educational Decree of 1863 kay effort siya sa Spain para i-reform ang atong Philippine colonial education system. The decree established a complete system of education in the archipelago. It required 2 elementary schools in each municipality, one for girls and one for boys. Standardized the curriculum and established normal schools, thus making it systematized education available to the masses. So, ang kaninga decree, nag-establish siya og complete system of education within the archipelago na it required 2 elementary schools in each municipality, one para for the boys and one for girls. So, ila pong gi-standardize ang curriculum sa kanina decree and nag-establish silang normal schools na making it systematized education available para sa masa or para sa kadaghanan. As Malat observed in his work on the Philippines, primary schools supported by the people were found everywhere in the Philippines. So, si Malat or Jean Malat na nag-work siya sa Philippines kay nakita niya nga primary school supported by the people kay makita ra everywhere sa Philippines na yung mga facilities. There were facilities for learning to read and write even in the smallest villages. So, bisag sa mga gagmay lang barangay o sitio na siya makita niya facility para sa learning, sa pagsuwat o sa pagbasa. But for one thing, there was a sad lack of trained elementary school teacher. So, mga po yung nakakuan sa eskwelahan nga makita sa mga small villages. Nagkuwang siya og trained elementary school teacher and educational facilities kay poor and inadequate. So, what are kanang the causes halong poor and inadequate ang maong facility? So, the basic defect of the system of primary education was from the beginning the insufficiency of funds. So, mauli ang defect gid sa system kay sa primary education was from the beginning of the system also sa insufficiency of funds para sa school purposes. The financial resources of towns and villages were too inadequate to meet the basic needs of primary education. So, ang financial resources sa mao nga town nga nagkuha sa school kay kuwang siya para ma-meet ang basic needs sa primary education, making it nga dili kayo nila masuportahan og tarong ang mao nga school o di nila matagaan og pagtagad. So, in 1839, the Spanish government made an attempt to improve the situation. That year, it ordered the creation of an educational commission to draft a set of regulations for the schools of the Philippines. So, in 1839, ang Spanish government nga nag attempt para ma-improve ang situation. Kana nga year, nag-order sila para sa pag-create o educational commission sa pag-set og regulations para sa school sa Philippines. Governor Crespo in 1855 created a commission to study the conditions and needs of elementary education in the Philippines. So, naay mga conditions and needs ang elementary education sa Philippines. Base pa kay Governor Crespo. Number 1 will be the number of men and women teachers needed in each town of the Philippines on the basis of the number of tribute payers in each town. So, Ang una nga condition or need sa elementary education in the Philippines kay ang number of men and women teachers needed in each town of the Philippines. So, sa una kay kuwang pa man ang teachers nga makatudlo sa atua nya. Sa una, lisod pa po kayo ang kwarta in each kuhan sa Philippines, making it nga magkuwang dyan ta sa in terms of education. So, nagbase po sila sa mga mo hatag og tributes sa una sa taon para makakuha sila og teacher nga trained para mo kuha sa school. Next will be the regulations to be adopted governing teaching in the schools. So, ang next nga condition or needs kay ang regulations na dapat i-adopt in governing teaching in the schools. So, ang mga regulations na dapat ikuha sa mga tao ay sa maestra or sa estudyante ang i-adapt in the school. Third will be the subjects to be included in the course of study. The advisability of establishing in Manila a school for the training of teachers. So, ang third condition or needs sa sa elementary education sa una kay ang subject nga i-include in the course of study. Ang kuan po the advisability para sa pag-establish sa Manila as a school for training of the teachers. Governor Solano on August 10, 1860 had appointed an official to draw up a plan of public schools. So si Governor Solano pag August 10, 1860 nag-appoint siya og official para mo draw up og plan para sa public schools. On the 7th of March 1861, the former commission, cited by the Jesuit fathers, finally made its report. The report of the commission was forwarded to Spain. On the basis of the report's findings and recommendations, the educational decree of December 20, 1863 was formulated. So, March 7, 1861, ang former commission kay gipanigan siya sa mga Jesuit fathers na nagimo sila report na ila gi-forward sa Spain base sa mga findings sa report and recommendations. Ang educational decree of December 20, 1863 was formulated o napasa na dito sa Spain. So, the educational decree of 1863 consists of 3 parts which will be discussed by my groupmates in the following slides. So, that's all, Mr. Brian Olabia.
There are 3 parts of the Educational Decree of 1863. 1. Deals with the educational system in its broad features. 2. Contains the regulation for the normal school. 3. The regulations for the primary schools. And there are important provisions of the Decree of 1861, the public school system. So, there are 17 articles of important provisions of the Decrees of 1861. Article 1. A normal school for teachers of primary instruction is established in the city of Manila, in charge of and under the direction of the Fathers of the Society of Jesus, and its expense shall be defrayed by the Central Treasury of Ways and Means. Article 2. Spanish scholars, natives of the archipelago or of Europe, shall be admitted into the said school. Article 3 and 4. In each one of the village there shall be at least one school of primary instruction for males and another for females. So, sa Article 5, the schools for males shall be of 3 classes: entrada, ascenso, and termino of the second class and terming of the first class. Article 7. The salary of teachers. as well as the foundation of the school, acquisition and conservation of school supplies and equipment, and the rent of buildings shall constitute an obligatory expense on the respective local budget. So, sa Article 9, the teachers appointed from the normal school can't be discharged except for legitimate causes by resolution of the superior civil governor after hearing the interested party. Article 12. Teachers and assistants shall be exempt from the giving of personal services so long as they exercise their duties and after ceasing of exercise them. If they have exercised them for 15 years, after 5 years of duty the teachers shall enjoy distinction as principals. Article 13. Teachers and assistants shall be exempt from the giving of personal service. So, ang Article 13 is same or siya sa Article 12. Article 14. The superior inspection of primary education shall be exercised by the superior civil governor of the islands with the aid of commission which shall be established in the capital under the name of Superior Commission of Primary Instruction. Article 15. The parish press shall be the local inspectors ex officio and shall direct the teaching of the Christian doctrine and morals under the direction of the right reverend prelates. Articles 16 and 17. After a school has been established in any village of 15 years, no natives who cannot talk, read, and write the Castilian language shall form a part of the principales unless they enjoy that distinction by right of inheritance. Thank you.
So number 11, regulations governing the normal school. The objective of the normal school is to serve as a seminary for religious, obedient, and instructed teachers for the management of the primary schools throughout the whole archipelago. And I think I don't have to explain further because it's very understandable. So next is Article 1 and 3. In the same locality of the normal school, there shall be a school of primary instruction for non-resident boys, whose classes shall be managed under the supervision of a teacher of the normal school by the pupils of the same. So next is education in mortal school shall comprise the following branches. Number 1, religion, morals, and sacred history. Number 2, theory and practice of reading. Number 3, theory and practice of writing. Number 4, an extensive knowledge of the Castilian language with exercises in analysis, composition, and orthography. Number 5, arithmetic, to ratio and proportion, elevation to powers and extraction of roots. Inclusive, together with the decimal metric system with its equivalent of local weights and measures. Number 6, principles of Spanish geography and history. Number 7, item of geometry. Number 8, common acquaintance with physical and natural sciences. Number 9, ideas of practical agriculture with reference to the cultivation of the products of the country. Number 10, rules of courtesy. Number 11, lessons in vocal and organ music. Number 12, elements of pedagogy. Article number 4. So, moto siya ang branches nga dapat i-compromise sa education in mortal schools. So, naa siya standards and also dili siya sayon-sayon ang mga branches, especially it is stating about religion, moral, sacred history, and also katong mga critical jud nga mga subjects like katong mga extensive knowledge of Castilian language, katong mga composition, mga orthography, dapat ito yung mga arithmetic, napatoy katong inclusive, which is, and also katong the decimal metric system when it's equivalent of local weights and measures mo to siya. So dili sayon naa sa J standards ang education. So next is Article 6. These studies shall run for 3 years, and during the 6 months of the last term, the scholars shall have practical exercise in teaching by teaching in the classes of the primary school annexed to the formal school. So, the Article 6, this study is would be run for 3 years, and during that 3 years, naa 6 months nga practical exercise in teaching dito in teaching by teaching in primary school. Ato sila magtudlo sa primary school, then annex to the formal school, so be additional sa formal school. So kumbaga sa 3 years nga study, naa sila 6 months nga practical. Kumbaga ang tawag nito is OJT, mo ni siya katong mura siya training, on job training. I don't know if that's correct, pero I don't know if that's correct ha, pero parang nako lang, pero OJT. And Article number 7, the scholars of the normal school who shall have completed the courses of their studies and shall have obtained by their good department application and knowledge. Of course, this Article 7, katong mga scholars kana from normal school nga naka-complete na sa ilang courses will obtain their good deportment. Kumbaga, ang ilasang, kumbaga, ma-obtain nila ang application and also knowledge. Kumbaga, kinakahuman na jud sila sa ilang courses or sa ilang studies, pasabot na jud sila nakatunan because they will not di sila makalampos if wala jud sila nakatunan. Of course, sa 3 years ilang study na kita makuha kita maganing nga mag-study ta usa ka adlaw nam kita makatunan gani dayon. Kumbaga, it is the fruit of their fruit of their ano say taga ni kanang fruit of their hardships. Basta ka na. And next is Article 9, 10, 11, and 12. The resident scholars of the normal school shall be divided into regular and supernumerary resident pupils. Article 15. The normal school shall be directed and governed by fathers of the Society of Jesus. Next is Article 24. The director of the normal school shall propose at the approval of the superior civil government a list of books which can be used as textbooks, with the scholars to which the masters shall subject their explanation. So mo to siya, the director of the normal school shall propose at the approval of the superior civil government. Mo na siya propose og approval para maka use sila og kanang list of books para magamit as textbooks sa mga scholars nga pwede nila dito makita ka mga explanations about their subject. So next is Article 27 and 28. The superior civil governor shall have the right to issue certificate as teacher and assistant at the proposal of the director of the normal school. So that would be all to my slides. So I guess I have to pass it to the next reporter. Thank you.
Regulation prescribed by the Decree of 1863 for primary schools. The teaching in the schools for natives shall comprise the Christian doctrine and principles of morality and sacred history. So, ang kaning doctrinal, they teach believers on how to think about God and His redeeming work. Love, for example, as much as we long for it, it is not discovered within ourselves, and that's not properly expressed according to our thinking. The same is true for our understanding of eternal God and His work in the world. So, moral principles are guidelines that people live by to make sure they're doing the right thing. So, muna siya yung moral principles. So, these include things like honesty, fairness, and equality. 2. Reading, writing, practical teaching of the Castilian language. So, ang kaning Castilian language, so Castilian is a Spanish refers to what is called Peninsular Spanish, and it is the primary language spoken sa mga taga northern and central Spain. 5. Principles of arithmetic, including the 4 rules of integers, common fractions, decimals, and denominate numbers, with principles of the decimal metric system and its equivalents in the usual weights and measures. 6. Principles of general geography and Spanish history. 7. Principles of practical agriculture with application to the products of the country. Number 8. Rules of courtesy. 9. Vocal music. The primary teaching of girls will include all above except lies 6 and 7 and the needlework suitable to their socks. Article 2, 3, and 4. Primary instruction is obligatory for all the natives between the age of 7 and 12. Article number 6. The parish priest shall direct the teaching of Christian doctrine and morality. Article 7. The Christian doctrine shall be taught by the Catechism, which is in use and approved by ecclesiastical authorities. Ecclesiastical authority. So, mission authority within the church has been given by Jesus Christ to be exercised in His name in carrying out the mission entrusted to it. So, muna siya kanang makita na to nga kanang ka-experience ko when I was just in grade and elementary. So, yung mga katekista, tudloan nila ato ganang kung saan pagpanguros, sakto, o kung saan pagpangalawat. So, muna siya ang ecclesias, muna siya ang living apart. Article 23 and 24. Teachers of entrada shall receive from 8 to 12 pesos per month. Those of ascenso from 12 to 15. Those of termino of the second grade from 15 to 20. In addition, teachers shall enjoy the following advantages. Number 1. A dwelling apartment for themselves and family in the schoolhouse or reimbursement if they rent one. Number 2. The fees paid by well-to-do children. Number 3. The privileges and exemptions and pension. So, according to this article, na if you're going to teach, dakan advantage na makuha. So, apil na ni ang kung mag-rent kang apartment or mga pension. So, muna siya mga advantages if you're going to teach. Article 26, 27, and 28. Women teachers for girls must be at least 25 years old and shall possess the other qualifications that are demanded from the male teachers. Article number 34. The Superior Board of Primary Instruction shall consult the superior government of the islands. Number 1. In regard to the approval of textbooks. Number 2. On measures in regard to dismissal of teachers, declarations of the grades of schools, and assignment of pay to the instructors. 3. In everything also concerning the execution of this plan, and especially concerning the doubts arising from the same. So, daghan pug benefits ang mga teachers. So, ano mga benefits nila? Consent for transfer, safeguards disciplinary procedure, no discrimination, married couples to be employed in the same locality, mo siya mga benefits sa maestra or academic freedom, or not more than 6 hours in actual classroom teaching, additional compensation for activities outside normal duties. So, mo siya mga benefits when you teach, okay? The Educational Decree of 1863 is a notable landmark in the educational history of the Philippines. It was the basis of the primary school system which existed in the Philippines in the last decades of the Spanish period. Under the decree, the elementary school system of the country was reorganized. Changes and improvements were introduced to remedy some of the system's basic defects. The decree established a complete system of education in the archipelago. It required two elementary schools in each municipality, one for girls, one for boys, standardized the curriculum, and established normal schools, thus making systemized education available to the masses.
So good day everyone. My name is Alshina Taneo. The Educational Decree of 1863 is notable landmark in the educational history of the Philippines. It was the basic of the primary school system which existed in the Philippines in the last decades of the Spanish period. Under the decree, the elementary school system of the country was recognized. Changes and improvements were introduced to remedy some of the system's basic defects. So, the decree can establish a complete system of education in the archipelago in required two elementary school in each municipality, one for girls and one for boys. Standardize the curriculum and establish normal school, thus making systemized education available to the masses. So, the decree, however, left unresolved and big problem affecting primary education in the Philippines. The problem of adequate financial support under the Educational Decree of 1863. The towns and villages of the Philippines continue as before to take care of the providing of the support and maintenance of primary education in their respective jurisdiction. So, its access to education by the Filipino was later liberalized through the enactment of the Educational Decree of 1863, which is to provide for the establishment of at least one primary school for boys and girls in each town under the responsibility of the municipal government, and nag-establish pod sila og normal school for male teachers under the supervision of Jesuits. Next is the municipal girls school for girls. So another notable event in Philippines educational history was the establishment of February 1864 of the Municipal Girls School of Manila. This school was created by the government of the city of Manila in 1868. The school was converted into a normal school for the training of women teachers to elementary education. So, the object of this school is to give the girls of this capital the estimable benefit of a fine education and the elementary instruction with all the solidity and amplitude advisable. Instruction shall embrace two kinds of subjects, the required subjects and the optional subject. So, see the Ateneo Municipal de Manila. So, another important educational development at this time was that which concerned the alma mater of Dr. Jose Rizal in 1859. The Manila Ayuntamiento turned over to the Jesuits the management of the Escuela Municipal de Manila. This school was the successor of the Escuela Pia, a school of primary instruction founded in the early years of the 19th century. So, in 1865, with the name changed to Ateneo Municipal de Manila, the school was raised to the status of a college. Changes were made in the course of study and institutional regulation of the college to bring it in conformity with Jesuit idea and ideals of education. So this was the school where 1871 young Rizal came to study. He stayed there 6 years, graduating in 1877 with the highest honor. That's all. Thank you for listening.